How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here with episode number 6 of Broadchurch Season 1. Yeah, I'm really stoked to see what's going to come about in this episode, especially with the fallout of Jack's suicide and how the locals are going to handle that, considering, you know, Jack was the main focus of the last episode. And to a lot of people, they did look at him with caution, especially surrounding Danny's case, of course, because of the fact that his past didn't seem to bring comfortable vibes, of course, with, you know, his, with people accusing him of, his involvement with younger boys, of course, when, way back when. Of course, that was proven to be a bit false, considering he did, you know, the stuff about him hugging, boys and all that shit was true and all that, but of course, like I alluded to, the film Missing Hole in His Heart, the only crime that he did was underage sex with a female, of course. But yes, it's going to be very interesting to see their reaction. The case will probably be a bit colder, considering, you know, like I said, Jack was the main focus on a lot of people's eyes, considering, you know, he had Daddy's phone, he, like I said, with the whole accusation shit. And, yeah, you know, him, well, some people might say that as an easy way out or whatever, because, there wasn't really any friend, like, it was a complete riot when, you know, Mark met up with, Jack. So, yeah, it's gonna be, like I said, this is gonna be very interesting to see the fallout from that, but also, you know, how much farther we're going to get into, the possible discovery on who Danny's actual killer is, because we've got 2 episodes left after this. I'm assuming by one of the episodes, probably episode 8, because that's, you know, the finale, you'll want a nice, decent way to, you know, build up why the killer did this, what their motives were to kill Danny, all that stuff, as well as, you know, the fallout of of Beth's family now that, you know, whoever the killer is will serve justice. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how they build up these final few episodes, because season 1 of Broadchurch has been absolutely phenomenal, in my perspective, and I've just really been immersed by this entire show. So, with that said, let's just get on to episode 6. I'm really stoked to see this. Let's go. What the hell? That is one hell of a trip. That is one hell of a trip. Damn, get away from the water.
Decision took his own life.
He was hounded.
And what did you do? Did you bring him in? Did the police protect him? No. Your little town turned on him quite happily.
Damn.
You've still got a murderer walking around out there, and you want to blame me?
Karen. Damn, Karen, get in there.
I came to you. I told you that Jack needed protecting. You did nothing.
It's both terms, to be fair. You failed protecting Jack, they failed their innocence. All that, everything with that shit.
Why does everyone keep saying that? I'm not his best friend. I hated him.
Whoa,
and you know what? I'm glad he's dead.
Tom?
Oh!
Come on. Come on.
Well, first, what the hell? Second, you sure you want to be saying that in front of Danny's sister?
I'm going to bring your handcuffs because I can be quite a troublesome prisoner.
Oh, Dad.
TMI.
You're supposed to be scoring.
Exactly. TMI.
See you later. I'll bring the handcuffs.
All promises.
Oh, he's gonna be the one that did it, isn't he?
What possible reason can you dream up for me to murder an 11-year-old boy?
Ooh. I don't believe he did it.
Come in and provide a DNA sample, will you?
I can just see he's wanting, like, I don't know, for some reason he wants to lose his temper at Alec. Ooh.
Really important. Definitely need to have that.
I don't know why, I want to interpret these shots as well of, like, Jodie running, like, as in
Sure you're all right, mate?
her running away from everything. like, because they've been a recurring thing for,
different now, isn't it?
you know, exercising.
Karen said that you got D.I. Hardy in charge.
Yeah.
Got it, Beth. Listen, that man is toxic. They lost evidence. They ballsed up the trial. My daughter's killer is still out there because of that man. Do not believe anything he says. Okay, God. Oh, there's so much I want to tell you about. Listen,
I don't know, write it down.
My life got stolen that day. The best part of me was killed. And I can't get back from that.
I mean, it's handled in different ways, I guess, but...
Maybe you'll do better than me.
But yeah, that scene was just a really, really powerful scene regarding the whole, you know, how did she go through this experience, and, you know, it was really, really powerful stuff, and I just really, you know, loved it.
No, there are recovery programs, and if that doesn't work, the right tech expert can probably get it back.
Okay, thanks.
I won't charge you this time.
Yeah, you want to start worrying, like, what did you delete? I mean, are we suddenly glancing back at Tom to be the potential killer or something?
I'm sure she'll be alright.
Hopefully.
Say that now.
Yeah, she doesn't want deja vu with the whole, like, that's the thing, if you go missing from school, like, this kind of shit can happen, like, a murder of your child can happen with, you know, the disappearance of school. So, this has got to be racing on Beth's mind right now, and Mark's.
Chloe? Chloe!
She's just grooving out!
I rang Dean, he came and got me. I just wanted a break from being sad. I love Danny, you know I loved him. But I need a break from being the dead boy's sister. It's suffocating me, and I know you can't understand that.
No, we do. Of course we do. Don't we?
Yeah.
Good on
Are
him.
you keeping the baby?
Oh, just like, whoa.
What did you know about that?
For God's sake, Mum, I heard you fighting.
Well, like I said, it wasn't discreet, but good on him for having a place away from all the hassle, because they weren't giving her looks like everyone was turning their heads to freaking Chloe. It's like, what a place to mirror there, but you can see why. Well, I guess.
Take samples. Belittle who I was in the past. But you do not get to belittle my faith just because you have none. People need hope right now, and they are certainly not getting it from you.
And now they're getting hope from Alec as well with that Sandbrook
No, Petal, I didn't die.
person. Oh, shit.
Video call. Before you forget what I look like. Right, well, that's me. This is Dad signing off. I love you, darling.
Ouch. Ouch. See the pain on his face. Ooh. You know what? More just loving Alex's character. Like, you could see the pain, like behind this hardened, foot down, no shits character is a traumatized character. Oh, is he having those? What the? Oh, Tom.
Do you want to come and feed Vince with me? He'll love you forever.
She's starting to worry me. She's always started to worry me, but she's worrying me even further. Tom, just no. Just nope away from that shit.
Who's my friend?
Well, that's not what you said
Kind of be
to
nice
Chloe.
for you.
Well, my mum's in the police. She's a detective on the case.
Is she now?
Yeah, she's met her. It was a cozy relationship.
Here, Tom. I want to show you something.
The skateboard?
Then I think it's only right that you have it. Don't you think?
I mean, it all goes back to my assumption, and they're going to be looking at... Susan, what have you done?
Who gave it to you, sweetheart?
Go on, just tell the truth. Tell her about Susan. Yeah, now things are gonna go to hell. You shouldn't have done shit, Susan. To be fair, I don't think she had an idea. I don't know if she had an idea about Danny's skateboard being an essential key to this thing, but she done fucked up.
You threatened me, and I want you to know that I'm the one who dobbed you into the police. Isn't that right, Detective Inspector?
Oh, she fucking set things up. Oh, touche.
You know me, do you?
Uh-oh.
Leave you in here all on your own?
He's gonna... Oh. What's his deal?
What's your favourite colour? I can do this all day.
Not by the look of you, you can't. I want to see my dog.
What's the list not good enough?
I ain't saying anything until I've seen my dog.
I don't think you're in a position.
I don't think... Yeah, the dog's not going to speak for you.
Take some thinking time. No rush.
Ouch.
Find her bastard dog.
Oh, Nige. Yo. Like... Oh, no. Oh, shit, he's gonna put it down, is it?
What are we gonna do with you, boy, eh?
What a fucking crock! You son of a bitch! No, he's done it.
Tom? What are you doing?
You get caught out, man.
Hello?
It wasn't working. Minecraft froze on me.
Sir?
Tell me you found the dog.
No, but...
Find the dog. We need the dog.
Find the bastard dog!
Just tell me to shut up.
Sir, contact us for the call. There's been a break-in at the Clifftop hut.
The murder scene is sealed off.
Yeah, but someone's reported torchlight inside.
Ooh.
We've got the place surrounded. You can't get out.
Come on. We can... Oh, no. This is... Oh, come on, you... Ill timing for a phone call. Shit, Alec... Oh... Shit, Alec... Alec's story has just been, really, really phenomenal. And it's just a shitter to see, him go into this. Like, it seems like his weakness, his Achilles heel has been, a big factor in this episode. And what a way to end on, and just have a heart attack, but damn. So I'm wondering if that guy who was in the hut was the person who killed, Danny. It surely looked like, maybe backtracing a bit or something like that, I don't know, but whoever that son of a bitch is, yeah, it probably is Danny's killer, but yeah, I just can't get over the complete ending where, Alec had a heart attack and, it's funny, well, not the heart attack, it's not funny, but I'm saying it's funny how, how this resonates with another episode where, Alec was just like, nah, I'm not having it with this shit. After he collapsed, I think it was episode 3? Episode 4 or 3 or something like that. I can't remember. That's how great I am. But, it's one of those episodes. He refused to stay in hospital and he didn't want, his position being compromised because of this thing, and now, they're going to be like, well, you should have said something. So, maybe his, it's that illness. It's that illness that, he was warned about. It's good. He was even advised it would potentially kill him. And he's just had a heart attack. So, yeah, it seems like, that doctor's advice was, literal. It literally could be killing him. So I'm wondering what they're going to do from here. But it might be for the best for Alec as well, because we go back to that Sambrook person who is still reeling in the effects of what happened. I'm really, really invested with this whole backstory between with Alec as well, like how he failed that family, and that person doesn't want the same, situation. She feels like with Alec on the case, it's not going to work. Like, the murderer is not going to be caught. He's not going to have justice. And to be fair, in Beth's case, this might be the once she hears about Alec being, you know, in hospital, because they're not going to let him out now after that. But, you know, once she hears it, and it might be for the best for her after what that person from Sandbrook, you know, told her about Alec and how he failed that family. So it might be for the best, but I don't know. What I do know is things are getting really, really spicy in terms of, you know, discovering the murderer, because we're all back to the whole, you know, guessing of, like, those few people. I'm crossing Paul off the list as well, because he was so offended. I mean, you know, the touching Tom's lap, not cool at all, but no, I don't believe Paul was the one who did it, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see, you know, what Tom has to hide in terms of, you know, him deleting the messages. And you wanna suspect him as well, because of the fact that, you know, he even said to Chloe, you know, I didn't even like him. I'm glad that he's dead. It might be because people are prodding him with the whole Danny shit, kind of like how Chloe just, you know, decided to, you know, go to her happy place, because everyone was just, you know, she was the main focus at school, like, because of the whole Danny shit, like, everyone was giving her looks, so, you know, it might be because of that, oh, people keep pushing, Danny onto me because, because people saw us as best friends, so it might be that heat of the moment, but something's off with the deleting the whole email shit, so we're gonna have to find out what that's all about. It's probably a little fight between Danny and Tom over the internet, like, a little bit of internet wars going on, but, we'll just have to wait and see what he has to hide, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Same with Susan, like, why did she... I'm still going back to my point that it might have been because she found it and she... But there was something shifty about, you know, I mean, like I said, she might not have known that you know, that everyone was after Danny's skateboard, so... She might have just, you know, been completely oblivious about that fact. But it's still a bit shady, you know, giving something of Danny's... like, you knew it was Danny's, and you knew, like, people will probably still be after that anyways, regardless if you knew or not, because, you know, they want a piece of every bit of evidence. Wasn't she there, like, during the march in episode 5, like, when you know, Tom recreated Danny's disappearance? Because if so, then, she might have known about the whole, you know, fact that Danny's skateboard might be a key, because, you know, because that would have been the last sighting of Danny before he was actually murdered. So, yeah, I mean, whenever she's on screen, there is always something off about her. I mean, and it was great that that person at the, you know, working for the Daily Herald, you know, kind of baited Susan there as well, so that the detectives could get to them. So it was really, really awesome stuff. But no, it was just a really, really fascinating episode. I just really loved the Latimer scenes as well. I mean, not just the conversation with Beth and that Sandbrook person, but, you know, all those scenes, like them, you know, routining back to normality with Mark going back to his plumbing job and Chloe, of course, back to school. It was great to see, you know, the effects of what a person's death has, you know, kind of done to them. Like, because you saw, like, in small doses, Mark looking at the pictures as well, and, you know, that having a kind of a realization for Mark. But like I said, we go back to Chloe as well, and, you know, she had people looking at her like, but no, it was just really brilliant. Like, their scenes, like every scene, I was I've been so interested in their story anyways, because of course you want to see them as the main focus with Danny's murder, but I've been so invested with them in this episode, like super, super, super invested, especially with, you know, Mark Beth and Chloe, you know, enjoying themselves at the amusement, of course. What they need after, you know, weeks of trouble, weeks of, you know, heartache. It's what they needed, and I felt that was a really, really touching scene. I also really loved Paul's speech, you know, at Jack's funeral as well, like, you know, him lamenting to everyone, including Alec as well. Like, there is something a bit off with Alec, which I'll get on to in a minute, but, like, I really, really loved Paul's speech as well, because he was just basically having a good telling off. Like, this is the person who people can come to, like, in times of distress. And, you know, it's Paul that's basically saying, you know, you screwed up, and, you know, a man's dead because of your accusations. So it was just a really, really, you know, a really powerful scene, and I just really loved that. Like I said, Alec as well. See, you just don't, like I said, you might think that him being in, you know, like him having to be in hospital now might be best for him, especially with, you know, what that Sandbrook person said. But, I don't know, it's a bit shaky with Alec's character, because, you just, with that conversation, you just feel, oh God, like, if he keeps, you know, being at this case, is he going to fail? Because you don't want the Latimers to fail. They're going to find their killer, and I'm assuming in the next episode, like the ending of episode 7, we're going to find out who the killer is, and then episode 8, their motives, after effects, all that shit. But yeah, I mean, you don't want the Latimers you don't want anyone to fail finding the killer. Who, I don't know, I'm positive it is Nige, because he's a heartless son of a bitch for putting down that dog. Absolutely. And he's been a shady piece of shit to begin with. But, I mean, I'm thinking Susan, I don't know. Tom, what he got to delete, we'll just have to find out. But, I mean, they are the main three, I guess, like, in terms of, you know, suspects. I guess Nige hasn't really presented anything, but how can you put down a freaking dog like this? Because, I mean, he's in cahoots with Susan anyways. And now he's gone to put down that dog. It's just really, really, shady. Like, he's a piece of shit for doing that. God damn it. But no, I just worry for Alec's character so much. I mean, not just with his medical condition, but also, you know, you don't want history to repeat itself. Like, history has a funny habit of doing that. Not that it will, because, you know, I think it might be a bit, I don't know. You don't know what direction they'll go with this show, but I'm assuming they will find the killer. But you just don't know. Maybe, you know, they'll not be able to find the killer and not be able to deliver justice to them. But I don't know. I have no idea. You just don't want that same impact that happened to that family at Sandbrook to happen to the Latimers. Especially with, you know, that woman's warning, you know, you're not going to get anywhere with him on the case because he failed me. He's probably going to fail you. And you just have that kind of worry, I feel, like when you, after that little conversation, you just have that worry that, like, all these things that Alex is doing is not really helping finding the killer. He thinks he's finding the killer, but what he's doing is adding insult to it, because you even had that conversation with Paul, like, you know, who I think is completely innocent of the, you know, Danny's murder thing, but, you know, you just look at that, and you look at people who you think are innocent, and you think, you know, it's, I don't know, clouding the path to finding the real killer, with him throwing, you know, coming in hard against all these people who he suspects due to their past, of course. I mean, yes, it does seem like a good lead to why, you know, they could be potential suspects to Danny's murder, but, you just take that, you know, advice, you just take what happened to Sandbrook, what we've been told with Sandbrook, and, you start to worry, so it's worrying times, not just for, you know, what we've been told about, you know, Alec's character, but also Alec's, you know, health condition at the minute. It's worrying times for Alec, but it's really, really juicy as well with the whole, like, with everything seemingly wrapping up really, really neatly. I think this has been paced really, really extraordinary, and I really can't wait for episode 7. It's going to be really, really fascinating to see what happens, and I'm all ready for it. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. It was a fantastic episode, brilliant, especially towards the end, and it all has me, you know, hyped up for the final 2 episodes of season 1. But yes, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!